This is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will try to establish a relationship between Jupiter and Rahu in our natal chart. So guys, the whole objective of this playlist is that we are trying to establish a relationship between all the planets in respect with this most auspicious planet, which is Jupiter. So if Jupiter represents blessings and divine grace, we already had our discussion on understanding the placement of moon relative to it, because if moon represents your conscious awareness, how far you are from that blessings. If Ketu represents your past, so what sort of blessings have you acquired from the past. If Mars represents your power, so only if you will follow your dharma with complete righteousness and discipline, which specific area of your life is going to get empowered. So again guys, do not get mistaken that I am trying to teach the Bhrigu Nandi Nadi Jyotish principles over here, and also I'm not even saying that whatever I'm saying over here is like a very fact carved in stone. It's a research forum. We all are learning from each other, and I'm just explaining my own finding and views that how I see Jupiter to be working in synchronicity with other planets. Same way guys, like in today's topic, we will try to understand that if Jupiter, which is the significator karaka of so many areas and fields in our life, Jupiter represents finance, it represents progeny, it represents your faith, it represents your good health, it represents your good virtues, your morals, and Rahu is the biggest conspirator, is the strongest contaminating energy which can actually contaminate all these good pious virtues which I just mentioned. So now we will try to understand that if Jupiter is the blessings and the goodness, in which specific area and field of your life you can have the maximum distraction which can make you go astray from the path of righteousness. Again guys, I'm not that anti-Rahu and I'm not that biased of Rahu. It's just like that. Definitely Rahu acts like a chameleon. Rahu acts like an amplifier. If you will put Rahu in a alignment where everything is indicating goodness and everything is indicating someone who's going to be very goal oriented, Rahu is going to amplify it. But let's say for example, if the overall alignment in the chart is indicating a perverted character, perverted thought and mindset, then Rahu is also going to amplify it. So that is the only reason guys, because if you actually want to be that devout in the path of righteousness, you need to understand this chemistry, and that is the only reason a lot many astrologers also say this thing, that in whichever distance Rahu is going to be placed from the Jupiter, that house and people connected with that house, you cannot trust them blindly, because they might betray you at one stage of the life, because that is what the true innate nature of Rahu is. Rahu represents lies, deceit and betrayal only. So okay guys, let's just start our discussion. So let's say for example, if you will find Jupiter and Rahu to be conjunct in your natal chart. So guys, to begin with, all what it tells is that all the Jupiterian qualities will be somehow colored with the qualities of Rahu. Now it is very difficult to say this thing that native is going to have a perverted character, native is going to be completely anti-religion and he's not going to follow any faith and all. It is not exactly true, but definitely guys, in the growing up years of the native, the person might have got a bad company. All those people in the teenage years, they are very quick to kind of get into the bad company, smoking, drinking. So all these temptations and vulnerabilities might remain there. Second thing is that with this kind of alignment, instilling religion and religious values all around the native becomes very important right from a very young age. Because guys, like the way I give my example as well, my moon nakshatra is Sadbisha. That means my first Mahadasha was of Rahu. Rahu is placed in my first house, and you would not believe the kind of company and the kind of activities I was engaged in. The only thing which helped me come out of it or do not get like completely lose my path in my life was only because my parents, they keep on doing anushthan after anushthan, always keep on doing those planetary appeasing mantra, japa and anushthan on timely basis. And definitely that was a stage when I was in that teenage years, and after that it's me only who have always been remain very religiously regular with all of my religious duties and activities. So guys, the only thing over here is that if you will find Jupiter to be conjunct with Rahu in someone's natal chart, definitely all aspect of Jupiter will somehow now get colored with Rahu. Native might have interest in a foreign religion, native might try to learn religious teachings but in a very new age fashion, in a out of the box way. And also guys, this is also kind of a alignment where we generally say this thing that people who get more inclined towards tantra and all these sort of activities which are not very well accepted in the society, in the general regular norm of the society. And definitely guys, when it comes down to finance, when it comes down to your faith, your education, all these factors are somehow going to be influenced with the Rahu qualities. So again, on the material plane, this can actually give you success, but when it comes down to abiding by that righteous qualities, demonstrating that purity and good ethics, morals and values in your personality, that will always remain a question mark. After that guys, let's say for example, if we will find Rahu to be placed second from the planet Jupiter. Now guys, this is a kind of a typical placement where money and wealth will be the maximum distraction for the native, and a lot of that will be dependent on the kind of values native has been given growing up. Like let's say for example, if this kind of placement, a child is being grown in an environment where the only values which have been instilled is only of the money, the native will grow up demonstrating or making money as his ultimate goal or as his ultimate god. So it all what matters is that what sort of upbringing and early environment a person has been introduced to or exposed to. And also guys, even for the marriage related concerns as well, this is not considered as a very good indication. And if the overall chart is negative, these are among those people as well who will not even hesitate in lying as well, or kind of entrapping people in their deceit, in their lie as well, just to get their objective done. After that guys, let's say for example, if we will find Rahu to be placed third from the planet Jupiter. So guys, this is a kind of a typical placement where we generally say this thing that the kind of people you hang out with and the kind of company you keep, that will become very important. That might act as the most kind of contaminating, perverting factor in your life. Like the way we are having this discussion that for you to follow your dharma with complete purity, what could be the maximum distraction? So over here guys, generally in many times it has been seen that natives younger siblings tend to remain, either they are completely missing in the life, like native might be the only child, or there could be the case that siblings might be born at a very later stage, or native might not get along well with them. And also guys, because here we are talking about the distraction, so the only thing which could distract you from the purity, from the righteousness, is either the kind of company you keep or the kind of desires you will have. After that guys, let's say for example, if we will find Rahu to be placed fourth from the planet Jupiter. So again guys, this is not a very good alignment, because okay, like the way we say this thing that for the afflicted Rahu, Mercury needs to be seen in the chart. Same way guys, you cannot all the time control Rahu with the intelligence, with the logics, which could be the domain of Mercury, but in many cases doing the japa, mantra, seeking refuge in religion is very important to find that peace and contentment, because Rahu can give you riches, Rahu can give you wealth, but even after that native will still be craving for more. Native will still be living in a very miserable life, because contentment is not the forte of Rahu. Rahu is always dissatisfied. So yes guys, with this kind of alignment, this is that kind of typical scenario where you will find people who are like running after or chasing one mirage after another in life. There is no sense of stability, satisfaction, like among those people who always have this kind of notion of next level happiness syndrome, that you have something, no, I will be happy when I will get the next thing. Now you got that, you reach there, and now I will be only happy if I'll reach the next level. So that kind of syndrome has been found in people's personality. Even guys, this is kind of a personality where native will also find lot of dissatisfaction even in his domestic life as well, which is also not considered as very good for the females of the house as well. Moving ahead guys, now let's say for example Rahu to be placed 5th from the planet Jupiter. Guys, this is a very distracting force, because more than the progeny, more than the child, it's your own mind which can be your biggest enemy or which could be your biggest friend. But guys, over here we are not talking from the point of view of wealth or of any other thing. Here we are talking more from the obstruction in the path of your blessings, or obstruction in the path of the righteousness, or the attainment of the purity or of nirvana. So yes guys, your mindset, the kind of thoughts which all the time keep on coming to you. And guys, because over here as well, like the way if you will pay attention in older times, whenever you touch the feet of any of the elderly members of the family in the traditional families, or you go to any of the ashram, you touch the feet of any saint, the first blessing will come in the form of happiness and good thoughts. So this also tells about, because whenever there is a 5th alignment, that also tells about the pur punya as well. So because of the sins committed by you in the past, you have got this alignment with such a perverted or negative thought process, which is actually because guys, this is a kind of a snowball effect. Only if your mind is filled with negative thoughts, it will actually create and keep on digging grave in all other areas of your life, your finance, your health, your personal relation, your professional relationship. Everything is completely attached with what kind of thoughts you are all the time surrounded with. So yes guys, this is how this alignment will work out. And also native has to start becoming more religious, developing that faith in the religion. Otherwise, not only native's mind is going to be overwhelmed with the negative thoughts, but also the progeny, he might experience the similar experience with his progeny as well. Now guys, let's say for example, if we will find Rahu to be placed 6th from the planet Jupiter. So again guys, this is a kind of a typical placement where the punishment generally comes in the form of enmity with other people. So like the way, like in lot many cases where you have seen, and because somehow Jupiter also represents somehow our kutumb, our parivar, our family as well. So in lot many cases where you will come across all those cases where some of the very bitter court battle, people go within their family members, or some sort of bloodshed and some very kind of very unpleasing events which native has to encounter. Like I forgot, I guess that was the case of this one country, Nepal, where this one guy in the royal family, on the same table, he killed other of the royal members of the family. So something connected with that. So again guys, because I already started this discussion with this point, that wheresoever Rahu is going to be placed from the Jupiter, those members you have to be very careful with. So again, this could be your colleague, this could be your juniors, this could be your maternal ties. You have to be very careful over there. Now guys, let's say for example, if we will find Rahu to be placed 7th from the planet Jupiter. Now guys, the good part over here is that at least Jupiter is there, like the Guru is right in front of you. It is still different from Rahu being conjunct with Jupiter. So if you will have Rahu to be placed 7th from the planet Jupiter, in lot many cases it has been seen that native will be very much interested in people of different culture, and because in the traditional way it has been also explained that he might have an intercaste marriage, or he might marry someone, or he might settle down in foreign land. So yes guys, this is still a saving grace, because the Guru is not getting contaminated because of the influence of Rahu, and it is also putting its blessed eye on the Rahu as well. So yes, too much of the fascination and interest in the foreign culture has been seen. Again guys, from the traditional Vedic point of view, so over there, like in our classical text, it has been even mentioned that even if you will cross the ocean, you become an outcast. So over there it has been mentioned that even if you marry someone from the other caste, it is like a perversion to your dharma. But in the modern context, it's like, you know, all these interfaith, interreligion and caste marriages are taking and happening everywhere. But from the classical point of view, it has not been written in a very good light. After that, guys, if you will find Rahu to be placed 8th from the planet Jupiter. Again, guys, this is a very sensitive concern, because this is a kind of a placement where Rahu gets very empowered. All the nefarious intentions and evil intent of Rahu gets very potent and very powerful, which actually empowers Rahu more in order to do something very wrong, very bad, and which eventually become a reason for the suffering of the native in itself. So yes, guys, and specifically even when we talk about the devotion as well, so interest in occult, just in order to reach further or get any of your desires fulfilled. So even if native will take interest in occult, like you will definitely find lot many people who are the seeker and people who are very much invested in occult. Either they are doing that just to decode the secrets of the universe, and there are those who are doing it just to help and heal the sufferers, and there are those as well who just want to make money, they want to control the spirit or scare people and get their motives fulfilled. So again, this is a kind of a sensitive alignment, because you know, Rahu is a bad thought, bad influence. 8th house in itself represents problems and suffering, and this combination with being 8th from the planet Jupiter is a kind of a vulnerable indication. All aspect of Jupiter, like whether we talk about your marriage, your children, your finances, how you deal with them, will tell about that in which dignity Rahu 8th from the Jupiter is operating. Now guys, when we talk about Rahu being 9th from the planet Jupiter, so guys, this is still a saving grace. Like, this in itself means that Rahu is a very obsessive planet as well. There are among those people who get so much obsessed with the path of devotion and worship that at the end of the day, even the gods are compelled to fulfill their wish. But again, guys, this is not very negative influence, I would say. Rather, something to do with the foreign land, foreign culture, higher studies, innovative studies has been generally seen working out constructively in the life of the native. Now guys, let's say for example, if we will find Rahu to be placed 10th from the planet Jupiter. Now guys, this could be a sensitive alignment, because you know that in the original Kal Purush Kundli, in the 10th house or 10th sign, Jupiter goes through debilitation, and that makes sense as well, right? Because it's our duties only which compels us sometimes to do something which is not very ethical, which is not very virtuous, and Rahu is a very materialistic planet who will not hesitate even to break any law, to lie, to deceit, to manipulate, to get his motives fulfilled. So yes guys, this is a kind of a typical placement where definitely on a material plane native can attain good success, but overall alignment tells about that just in order to fulfill his material desires, native will not even hesitate to compromise on ethics, on values, or on morals as well. Now guys, let's say for example, if we will find Rahu to be placed 11th from the planet Jupiter. So with this kind of alignment, you have to choose or pick your friends very carefully. Second thing is that guys, because it is 11th on a material plane, this could be considered as a good sign, but at the same time, when we talk about following the path of dharma, and that aspect of the life is always under radar, is always under scrutiny, that the highest of the desires of the native can actually make him go astray from the path of rightfulness or righteousness. But again guys, it all comes down to the overall dignity of the chart, because when we talk about the 11th alignment or the 11th and 3rd relation, because from the Rahu as well, now Jupiter is 3rd from it, so it all comes down to the overall dignity and alignment, where in certain cases native can also be a crusader, native could also be an advocate of modern philosophy and modern day teachings as well, blending religion with the scientific evidences as well. So but one thing is for sure, but when it comes down to the friendship and the people you associate with, that has to be a matter of concern. But again guys, in a positive light, these are among those people, if they have strong faith in some institution, some teaching, some form of knowledge, they can actually become a mass spreader. They can actually promote it on a very mass level as well. And guys, if you will find Rahu to be placed 12th from the planet Jupiter, so guys, this is a very sensitive alignment which will make the native very extreme in the name of faith or religion. Like the way this could be someone who will completely denounce religion, or who will be a very arch hardcore atheist, or this could be among those who might find his calling at a latter half of the life, or he might be more interested in the foreign religion, foreign culture. But yes guys, again, when it comes down to, as per the classical text, doing something and following the dharma in which you are born with, native might abhor that fact, and something to do with his calling coming in from far away land could be connected with it. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.